If you know cinema, you know Werner Herzog. He is a director defined by extreme physical endurance, famously pushing his film productions to the very edge of logistical sanity. You can see the consequences most clearly in his collaborations with actor Klaus Kinski, where on-set clashes routinely escalated into genuine physical danger. Herzog tolerates this volatility because he is hunting for ecstatic truth. To him, a poetic, hard-won reality is infinitely more valuable than the sterile facts captured by traditional documentaries. Because we can pull up these films on a phone in seconds, we assume that after all that suffering, the finished work is permanent, safe in the digital cloud forever. But inside a physical media vault, the reality of a 60-year cinematic archive is vulnerable and chaotic. Preserving Herzog's legacy requires an obsessive, specialized dedication from media librarians, a commitment that reflects the very intensity of the filmmaker himself. The battle begins with physical decay. Herzog's early guerrilla shorts, like the 1964 film Spiel im Sand, were shot on rare 16mm stock that is now chemically deteriorating. Archivists fight invisible enemies like nitrate decomposition and vinegar syndrome, a process where the film base shrinks and releases acid, slowly eating the visual texture right off the reel. Stabilizing these reels requires manual labor. Librarians must physically clean and stabilize decaying film stock, frame by frame, before the images are lost to history. Modern labs then use high-resolution 4K scanning to rescue the faded shadow play and color timing of masterpieces like Nosferatu the Vampire. This is a literal race against nature. Without constant, active intervention, the elements will eventually erase the ecstatic truth Herzog fought to capture. But the archive extends far beyond the vault. Herzog's career has left behind massive, tangible artifacts that exist in the real world. To film Fitzcarraldo, Herzog famously spent years hauling a 320-ton steamship over a mountain in the Amazon. While the ship, the Mali Ida, slowly rusts in Peru, it is the media librarian who manages the production blueprints, contracts, and archival logs that prevent its logistical history from disappearing along with its hull. Compare that rusting iron to the subject of Cave of Forgotten Dreams, where the artifact was too delicate for the crew to even touch. Herzog utilized specialized 3D cameras to map the Paleolithic art inside the Chauvet cave, capturing every texture of the stone wall. Because the cave is closed to humanity, the media librarian's curation of these 3D scans has transformed a movie into the ultimate digital backup for a physical heritage site. Beyond the physical and digital, the documentary archivist carries a heavy moral burden. In 2005, Herzog released Grizzly Man, focusing on Timothy Treadwell, a man who pushed the boundaries of human-nature interaction until it cost him his life. The original tapes held in the Alaska Moving Image Preservation Association include the fatal audio of Treadwell's death, a recording so graphic Herzog chose not to include it in the film. This creates a dilemma. Archivists must fulfill their academic mandate to preserve history while balancing the duty to restrict access to sensitive, traumatic material. Media librarians serve as the final ethical gatekeepers for this history, ensuring the data is preserved while shielding the living from its most traumatic edges. A single reel of film waiting in the vault is the result of an immense, unseen effort to keep a specific moment in time intact. By treating film as a living entity, the media librarian becomes a necessary collaborator in keeping Herzog's ecstatic truth alive for future generations. The director and the librarian share the same narrow path, battling the forces of nature through meticulous obsession and navigating the heavy weight of human ethics. Film preservation is an urgent, dynamic discipline. It requires the archivist to be as relentless and uncompromising as the filmmaker who originally captured the footage.